High Court sentences Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment. Edo State anti-cultism squad raids cult hideouts in Uromi. Uniben to award degrees to 14,083 graduates. Welcome to VOS TV News Magazine, a program that highlights major news reports from the week. I am Esther Omorodion. Let's start from issue of the moment, where the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja on Thursday sentenced IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment. This is coming on the heels of years of trials. Our correspondent, Jude, Awheke, completes the report.
The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has been sentenced to life imprisonment. The judgment is coming 4 years after Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in Kenya under contentious circumstances and brought back to Nigeria. Justice Omotosho delivered the judgment this Thursday evening at the Federal High Court in Abuja in Nnamdi Kanu's absence after the IPOB leader insisted that the judgment would not be delivered in the terrorism charge the federal government entered against him. Due to the drama that ensued, the presiding judge ordered security agents to bundle him out of the courtroom for unruly behavior. Justice James Omotosho said that he sentenced Kanu to life imprisonment on counts 1, 4, 5, and 6 instead of a death sentence. He also sentenced the IPOB leader to 20 years imprisonment and 5 years imprisonment on count 7 with no option of fine. He said the sentence shall run concurrently. Omotosho stated that the several broadcasts by Nnamdi Kanu through Radio Biafra constituted acts of terrorism, adding that his rhetoric and intention were anchored on violence. The judge also asserted that Nnamdi Kanu's sit-at-home order in southeastern states amounted to terrorism, stressing that the order violated certain Easterners' freedom of movement. Justice Omotosho maintained that the IPOB leader lacked the constitutional power to order people to sit at home. According to Justice Omotosho, from the evidence before the court, Nnamdi Kanu carried out preparatory terrorism via his broadcast, through which he ordered the killing of police officers and military officers. The court said the IPOB leader is found guilty of committing acts of terrorism against the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu was convicted of all 7 counts preferred against him, even though the IPOB leader pleaded not guilty to the charges. The judgment brings an end to 10 years of trial. Jude, Awheke, reporting for VOS TV News, Benin.
In another development, Edo State Special Anti-Cultism Squad during the week under review arrested 31 suspects allegedly connected to cultism activities in Uromi, Esther North's local government area of Edo State. Jude, Awheke tells us more.
Personnel of the Edo State Special Security Squad, known as Operation Flush at Kidnappers and Cultists, have launched coordinated raids across Uromi in East and Northeast local government area of the state. Acting on intelligence, the squad conducted the raids targeting known hideouts in Osugbemi Lane, Okele Uromi, Arwe Streets, Ivue Uromi, and Ewoye houses of Uromi. The team arrested 31 suspects. The arrests, according to the squad, are linked to a violent clash between rival cult groups on Thursday, the 13th of November 2025, which left one individual hospitalized with several injured. The joint forces raided the residential locations occupied by suspected members of the Black Ass and Ayeni confraternities. Here they recovered incriminating items including battle axes, cult insignia, charms, drugs, and other dangerous materials. The operation, led by the Chief Security Officer and Principal Security Officer to the Governor, was supported by the Divisional Police Officer of Uromi, local vigilante teams, and personnel of the Nigerian Army. The authorities have launched a manhunt for the additional members believed to have fled during the raids.
Edo is no longer a safe place for any criminal.
Speaking after the operation, the coordinator of the squad, Idemudi, confirmed that the crackdown followed credible intelligence. He said the operation is part of the state government's intensified efforts to curb court-related violence and rising criminal activities.
We're here to seal up the premises of one of the culprits or the persons that engaged in court fight yesterday. They were apprehended by the police anyway. The DPO of Uromi police station responded swiftly to the incident. We heard that it was a kind of fraud money transaction that brought the dispute between these parties and to both parties. And for the fact that injuries and attacks were, meted on themselves, we had to swift into quick actions to quickly tame and curb the situation, because it was a fight between two rivalry court groups, Eye and Ayeni group. And we all know, like the governor said, that courtism is strictly forbidden in Edo State. And we have warned that we will not tolerate or have mercy on any who intend to create menace or chaos in Edo State. So be guided and be warned. Stay out of court activities and have a peaceful Christmas celebration. That's our peaceful advice.
The squad also sealed properties of two alleged ringleaders identified as Gift and Ashe, now at large. Meanwhile, the squad has issued a 7-day ultimatum to the fleeing prime suspects to surrender themselves for questioning, warning that deviance would trigger decisive consequences from the state government.
We're giving both suspects that we visited their houses to report themselves within 7 days after this interview. Failingly to report themselves, their houses will be brought down and they'll face the consequences squarely. Those that we arrested in the building, that will be left for the police to determine their personalities, I believe. But if any of them is guilty, they will be charged accordingly too. But whoever is not guilty will be left out of the scene. But from the scene, they are not the main suspect that we came here for. The main suspect, I think, if look before we arrived at the scene, and it's fraud crime that led to this whole problem.
During the operation, several underaged individuals were also found engaging in criminal activities, a development Noah described as deeply troubling. He warned that the Edo State government may begin taking legal action against parents of minors involved in crime as part of broader preventive measures.
No peace for criminals in Edo State. Parents are advised, because from what we saw today, we saw kids. No matter how the situation is, I don't know why parents will allow someone of that age to say he's into this Yahoo. And the small boy was even the one with charm. He said the mother did see this. I cannot narrate today. I'm kind of dumbfounded, but I just beg parents, please advise your ward. Give them good trainings. Keep them away from all this, because some of you are contributors to this whole crime activities in the state. And I think henceforth, we would start involving you people too. Any child caught in criminal acts, we will involve the parents so that both parties will learn lessons.
Some of the suspects speak on their level of involvement.
I own it. HK. I don't really know the meaning. That's what we used to call it. It's not all of them. It's just few of them. Street Yahoo. Started since 2023. No, I don't do robbery. I just do Yahoo.
But what are you doing with the battle?
I'm not the owner of the battle house. He's not at home. He might be. I'm not a courtist. I think about 6. I have not really disforded. I think about 2. I can't really remember because I have my own charm also.
Destiny real bad. I don't have a boy. It's my brother. We stay together. This I started this business is this year. I have not collected anyone. I have not defrauded anyone. We just live together here. We are together here.
All suspects apprehended have been handed over to the Nigerian Police Force Area Command Headquarters, Uromi, for investigation and prosecution. The squad concluded the operation with a show of force across parts of Edo Central Senatorial District, signaling the government's sustained presence and readiness to respond to emerging threats. Jude, Awheke, reporting for VOS TV News, Benin.
Now a trip to educational matters, where the University of Benin, Uniben, will be awarding degrees to 14,083 graduates in our 51st convocation ceremony, which is slated for next week. Our correspondent, Ayeni, who attended the pre-convocation press briefing with the Vice-Chancellor of the university, reports that the event will be celebrated alongside the 55th Founders' Day.
A total of 14,083 students will be awarded bachelor, diploma, master, and PhD degrees at the 55th convocation ceremony of the University of Benin, Benin City. The week-long event, scheduled to commence on the 23rd of November, will be marked with the 51st Founders' Day celebration. Briefing newsmen ahead of the ceremony, the Vice-Chancellor of the university, Professor Edo Omorodion, further gave a breakdown of the award of the degree. According to him, for the bachelor's degree, 198 students bagged first class, 4,217 bagged second class upper, while 7,928 and 578 students bagged second class lower and third class respectively. For the postgraduate program, 1,008 students will be awarded a master's degree, while 423 students will bag PhD degree, among others.
It is now my pleasure, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to intimate you with the details of guidelines and to keep you abreast of some of our developmental strides so far. So I'll commence with the details of the guidelines. The total number of 14,083 graduates that will be conferred with first degree certificate this year. This is a phenomenal number, which is higher than all previous numbers of graduates since the inception of this university. We commend our graduating students, our teaching staff, and our non-teaching staff for the effort put to attain this enviable height.
Professor Omorodion also used the occasion to highlight the laudable achievement of his administration, which includes the creation of 5 new faculties and accreditation of 15 new programs.
The 2 new NUC-approved programs, which will commence in the 2025-2026 academic session, are as follows. 1, Bachelor of Science in Cybersecurity. We have the Bachelor of Science in Information and Communication Technology. We have the Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. We have the Bachelor of Science in Software Engineering. We have the Bachelor of Science in Data Science. We have the Doctor of Physiotherapy. We used to have a Bachelor of Science in Physiotherapy. This has now been upgraded to Doctor of Physiotherapy. We have the Bachelor of Science. Yes, we now have Bachelor of Science in Broadcasting, Bachelor of Science in Public Relations, Bachelor of Science in Advertising, Bachelor of Science in Film and Multimedia Studies, Bachelor of Science in Peace and Conflict Resolution, Bachelor of Science in Development Studies, and the Bachelor of Science in Public Health. We now also have, who knows that always existed, but the renamed for effective delivery. Bachelor of Agriculture in Agricultural Economics and Resource Management.
The Vice-Chancellor also highlighted his giant stride in the area of ICT and student loans. Professor Omorodion reaffirmed his administration commitment to academic excellence, welfare of staff and students, innovation in line with his 5-point agenda. Ayeni reporting for VOS TV News.
Moving on, the 4 Brigade Command of the Nigerian Army Benin City, Edo State, during the week arrested 4 suspects connected with kidnapping activities in the major crackdown at Aho in Owunde local government area of Edo State. Jude Awheke completes the report.
A crackdown on kidnapping and related criminal activities along the Aho and Uselu-Naho axes of Uwonde local government area of Edo State. Soldiers of the 4th Brigade Nigerian Army apprehend 4 suspected kidnappers in the coordinated operation. Several dangerous weapons including one AK-47 rifle, an AK-47 magazine, and a pump-action gun and other items were recovered from the suspects. 2 vehicles, a Toyota Camry and a Toyota Highlander Jeep, were also seized during the operation, alongside other exhibits. Parading the suspects at the 4th Brigade's headquarters in Benin City, the operation officer, Captain Victor Adembajo Motosho, said the troops stormed both communities following rising concerns about persisting kidnapping incidents in the area. Captain Motosho noted that kidnapping activities along the affected corridors had become disturbing in recent months, but emphasized that the brigade, in collaboration with other security agencies, has continued to make concerted efforts to curb the menace. He described the latest arrest as a positive development in the collective fight to rid Edo State of criminality.
Some weapons were captured, which includes one AK-47 rifle, AK-47 magazine, pump action, Dane guns and other items. 2 vehicles, including one Toyota Camry and one Toyota Highlander Jeep, were also seized during these operations.
Giving various accounts of their arrest, the suspects denied involvement in kidnapping operations.
I was sleeping inside the room, then the soldier now came in and buzzed the door. Then they now arrest me.
I didn't even expect now to come out. As I said, they see me and sit down for ground, I sit down. I go burial for community yesterday. So after the burial, I also sleep my parents for village before I come in today. So the night, yes, so you are bossed, the ask commit me.
The army reiterated that the operation was part of a broader strategy to dismantle criminal networks operating around Aho, Uselu-Naho, and neighboring communities. Security agencies in Edo State have intensified joint operations to restore safety along major highways and rural communities that have witnessed repeated criminal attacks. The brigade assured residents that similar operations would continue until kidnapping and other violent crimes are completely suppressed. Jude Awheke reporting for VOS TV News Benin.
In the meantime, as part of his sustained effort to revamp agriculture in the state, Governor Okoubulu within the week commissioned 30 tractors and 5 bulldozers, amongst other agricultural implements. Jude Awheke takes the story from here.
The Edo State government, led by Senator Nnamdi Okoubulu, has again recorded another milestone achievement in agriculture as it unveils 30 new tractors, 5 bulldozers, 150 farm implements, and a low-bed truck. The machinery are expected to drastically expand Edo's agricultural capacity, enhance productivity, and accelerate rural development. Commissioning the equipment at the government house in Benin City, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, who is on a working visit to the state, salutes Governor Nnamdi Okoubulu for his developmental strides.
Governor Chimbeka, you have met Okoubulu, Governor Edo. You have met Okoubulu, Governor today. Yahweh. Yahweh, your name is Yahweh. You are the miracle working God. Your name is Yahweh. Oh, you have given over 1 billion to market traders to improve their trade, and you are now calling us to come and see mechanized agricultural equipment. There is no country that can boast of greatness unless that country can feed itself. So what are you doing? You are providing the flyovers and the roads. You are building educational infrastructure. You are providing for students. You are providing for medical students. You are providing for the market women. You are providing for the less privileged. And today, you have looked into the most important thing, which is stomach infrastructure. infrastructure, I want to congratulate you. I'm happy I'm witnessing this. I'm here to see that, yes, indeed, Edo is shining. Edo is shining under the APC. To Edo people, one good turn deserves another. Pray for him and support him. If he can do this in just 1 year, you can imagine what he will do in 2 years. You can imagine what he will do in 4 years. You can imagine what he will do in 8 years.
Governor Okoubulu says the acquisition forms a central pillar of his administration's agricultural transformation agenda designed to open thousands of hectares of new farmlands, attract agribusiness investments, and reduce post-harvest losses for sustainable employment opportunities for youths and women in the state.
Now, Mr. Senate President, I will not only welcome you to commission our agricultural equipment, which we promise our people is part of my five-point agenda. Part of my promise is being fulfilled today.
The governor also adds that the machinery symbolizes a shift from subsistence agriculture to full mechanization, ensuring Edo State becomes a reliable contributor to national food reserves while reducing the state's vulnerability to economic shocks.
I want to especially thank Mr. President for standing by us at every point in time. Because Edo people know that I don't have money. I'm a poor man. If Mr. President was not doing what he's doing for us, I don't think the shining you are seeing in Edo today, Edo can shine. One thing about this president is that he paid details to everything that is happening. He has severally asked me questions that I think, how did he know? So, Mr. Senate President, you are not only #3 man in Nigeria, you are also a leader in the South. So anything that is wrong with the South is on you.
Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Blessing Abebaku, and other top political bigwigs of the APC in the state described the investment as a turning point in Edo's economic revival. They also commend Governor Nnamdi Kanu for placing agriculture at the center of his administration's development blueprints.
Excellency, Edo cannot thank you enough. When we are appropriating for the budget for this year that is running, you call to say agriculture must be given priority because you are seeing food scarcity. On that note, 70 billion naira was made available for agriculture in Edo State, the highest. And it's showing that that fund is being spent judiciously by Your Excellency, the Secretary Senator Nnamdi Kanu.
It's not just about life, it's food security. This food security cannot be delivered by the armed forces. It has to be delivered through deliberate federal and state government coherent policies to focus on agriculture. So you can see from market woman today, the farmers are celebrating. So you are giving to the urban elite, you have given to the traditional institution, you have given to children, you give it to students, and today you are giving to Edo farmers. Is there anybody still left? Is there anybody left? So every segment of Edo community is feeling the fact that there's a new sheriff in town. So I want to thank you. May the good Almighty continue to bless you, enrich your wisdom, shield you from all principalities. Because like somebody told me, the more people are clapping for you, there will be one or two who will be doing when they do may their eye be blind. But even as they are blind, they will see or they will be told the good thing that is going on.
What you see here is not enough at all to appreciate what your son, Senator Nnamdi Kanu, has done in our state. What he's doing in Edo South is doing in Edo North. Is doing in Edo Central. We have a governor who is working in the 3 senatorial districts at the same time. And the biggest revelation of this is that he has not even borrowed a kobo. Without borrowing money, and with the increased funding that Mr. President has made possible, and which he has continued to tell us, we are seeing development on a daily basis. Today, we are seeing the beginning of an agricultural revolution. There's no time in Edo history that we have invested what we are investing now in agriculture. Senator Nnamdi Okoubulu has laid the foundation to put Edo State in the #1 position in agriculture.
The facility, described by the government as the largest single agricultural mechanization investment in the state's history, is expected to boost the state agriculture sector and reposition it as a national hub for commercial agriculture and food security. The state deputy governor, Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, federal and state lawmakers, and other top government officials were among dignitaries who attended the unveiling ceremony. Jude, Awheke, reporting for VOS TV News Benin.
Still on politics, Edo State House of Assembly during the week resolved to conduct public hearing on West Africa art. This was part of the House major resolution on Tuesday.
The Edo State House of Assembly is set to begin public hearing on the controversial Museum of West African Arts MOWAA project executed by the previous administration of former Governor Awheke. The Speaker of the Assembly, Blessing Abebaku, said the public hearing, which would hold on Thursday and Friday this week, is to aid public opinion on the ongoing investigation by the other committee set up by the House to probe the facility.
The public hearing will hold on Thursday, 20th, and Friday, 21st November 2025 at the Edo State House of Assembly Complex, Benin City.
Meanwhile, the House of Representatives on Wednesday stepped into the deepening controversy surrounding the Museum of West African Arts MOWAA, launching a full-scale investigation into its establishment, funding and governance structure, following fears that Nigeria's repatriated artifacts may be placed under the control of foreign and private interests. The parliamentary action comes barely days after Edo State Governor Senator Nnamdi Kanu revoked the land title earlier issued to the museum by the former Governor Governor Awheke, citing overriding public interest and long-standing concerns from the Benin Royal Palace. The House resolution followed the adoption of a motion of urgent national importance sponsored by Esosa Iyawe and co-sponsored by 6 Edo lawmakers in the House: Julius Ihobere, Peter Akpatasin, Bilio Sawaru, Omosode Gwenadion, Marcus Onobu, and Okoje Odianunsen. Leading the debate on the matter, Iyawe warned that a project conceived as a premier cultural institution must not be allowed to fall under arrangements capable of undermining national sovereignty. The lawmakers stressed that the museum was originally positioned as the repository for Nigeria's fast-growing collection of repatriated Benin bronzes and should therefore operate strictly under public control.
The House is cognizant that the Nigerian's cultural heritage represents not only a priceless legacy, but also an instrument of national identity, diplomacy, and economic potential.
If care is not taken, and we get this wrong, Nigeria as a country will be losing in areas that have to do with non-oil.
The House subsequently resolved to set up an ad hoc committee to probe MOWAA's establishment, its funding sources, donors' involvement, and the governance framework under which it operates. It is also to determine the extent of government oversight and assess whether existing agreements sufficiently safeguard Nigeria's ownership and control of its cultural assets. The panel is expected to report to the House within the next 4 weeks. Jude, Awheke, reporting for VOS TV News Benin.
Governor Okoubulu called for repatriation of former governor of Edo State, Awheke, to account for the funding of Museum of West Africa Art, MOWAA. The governor made the plea to the Senate President Governor Okoubulu in Benin City during a project commissioning at the government house.
I want Awheke back home to come and answer some questions.
The Edo State Governor, Senator Nnamdi Kanu, told the President of the Senate, Governor Okoubulu, that his administration is committed to ensuring clarity and responsibility in the management of public funds. He says the controversy surrounding the Museum of West African Art MOWAA project makes imperative the need to repatriate the former governor of the state, Awheke, to answer critical questions.
Our Oba was humiliated. And MOWAA was registered by 3 organs: Edo State Government, the Royal Palace of Benin, and the Commission Monument Museum. 2024, to be precise, October, after we had won election, everything dramatically changed. They threw the names out. They took 1 billion into a MOWAA. Edo contributed 3.8 billion as against 4.1 billion from their own bill of quantity. I have the memo I will show you. So the money donated by international community, where are they? Because the one that is built here is built by Edo money. So nobody can use Edo government and Nigeria as a whole to defraud international community. This is a passionate appeal.
It's used for the support of Senator Okoubulu to fast-track the extradition of the former governor to the state.
Mr. Senate President, you are a powerful man in this country, number 3 man in this country. I want to passionately beg you, please, I want Awheke back home to come and answer some questions. Mr. Senate President, Edo is not meant for 419, and nobody can use Edo to commit fraud internationally. Edo government has also been defrauded. So when the committee led by Adams Oshomole's report is out, I want to tell you with the facts I have on ground, which I will later show you, it's enough for you to bring him back to this country.
In his response, the President of the Senate, Governor Okoubulu, says that the federal government would review the state's submissions and begin the process.
But thank God you even helped Awheke to leave the PDP, if he's still there. Because the PDP is torn into shreds. The PDP is torn into shreds. But he had torn Edo into shreds before he left. So if you are telling me to bring him back, give us the evidence. I'll get in touch with the Attorney General. The world has become a global village. I do know that no matter where he is, he cannot sleep well if he knows that all the loans he took from the international community were squandered. Your Excellency, I'm only worried that you are the chairman of that committee. I hope the report that will come out will not finish it totally, but add the evidence and give us the receipts, and we'll work with it. So, Your Excellency, I've answered your question. I will tell our leader, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that you made only one request, that we should bring Awheke back to answer to his stewardship.
Recall that the state governor, Senator Nnamdi Kanu, had last week set up a fact-finding committee chaired by Senator Adams Oshomola of Edo North Senatorial District to carry out a detailed investigation on ownership and funding of the Museum of West African Art, MOWAA, which has been under controversy. Jude, Awheke, reporting for VOS TV News Benin.
That is the size of our news magazine. Before we go, a quick check into the major stories that makes the cover page of our magazine. we brought you the report that Federal High Court has sentenced Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment. Edo State Anti-Cultism Squad nabbed cultists in Uromi, Uniben to award degrees to 14,083 graduates. On behalf of our production crew, led by Austin Ayeni, I am Esther Omorodion.